Hello, 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 hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Hope everyone's had a fantastic day. It is Wednesday. My dudes. And all this stuff. But of course, the big news for today from Arsenal, more specifically, is that, of course, the Premier League schedule for the 25-26 season has been announced. So you can bet your sweet cookie that we are going to look at it, we're gonna discuss it, and we're gonna talk about it in depth, of course. On top of that, apparently, Arsenal have agreed personal terms with a specific striker, which has divided the fan base in three parts. So that we'll be definitely gonna discuss. And of course, there are some other bits and bobs. There is some news regarding new contracts for some of our players and some other stuff here or there. So just before we get into all of that, smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new, aiming for that 1K before the Premier League season kicks off in 2 months. And of course, leave your thoughts down in the live chat so we can tackle them, we can discuss them, and we can do all that good stuff. Big up Marlon. Big Sesko, Mr. Outside the Box. Yeah. When I see it, I will believe it. Big up Hyper. Hope you're doing well today. And big up AJ as well. Big up AJ. Hope you're doing fantastically well today, of course, in all ways, shapes, and forms. But of course, what we're going to kick things off today, we cannot not do it. It is the Premier League schedule. Because Arsenal's schedule, it's interesting. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to zoom in a bit. I cannot zoom in. Oh my goodness gracious. Does it look good? I hope you can see it. But basically, Arsenal have quite interesting schedule. I'm not going to lie, because this was yesterday on stream. And I kid you not, yesterday on stream, in the end part of the stream, I fully said that Arsenal most likely is going to get 2 or 3 top big 6 teams in the first 10 games, and then or even first 2 months even, and then they're gonna get at least a Newcastle in the mix. I'm not saying I have ESP, I'm the oracle of football, but look at this. We have United, we have Liverpool, we have Man City, and of course we have Newcastle. So pretty much I called it. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna toot my own horn. And everything, but Arsenal's schedule is actually quite insane. Obviously, there is a massive meltdown in the fan base talking about the fact that PGMOL, FA, Premier League hates Arsenal. Just shove it up your ass. I'm going to tell you right now, because let's be real. Every team plays every other team 2 times. If you have harder beginning of the schedule, it means you will have a bit easier end part, or at least the middle part of the season. So, in my opinion, it's not that bad of a deal. Maybe this type of schedule will actually spark a fire up Arsenal's ass to get the business done quickly in the market. Because otherwise, I don't know what else will. If this is not going to do it, I genuinely don't know what else will. Because you have to play United at Old Trafford in the first game. You have Leeds at home. We have Liverpool at Anfield, where we haven't won in over a decade. Then we have Nottingham Forest home. It's definitely not going to be easy, let's be real. We have Manchester City, of course, as well at home. And we have Newcastle away. And if we go for anything, what we have done for Newcastle away this year, it is actually kind of insane, to say the least. I'm not looking forward to that one single bit. Of course, beginning of October, West Ham at home. 2 years in a row we have lost to them. So that's going to be fun, isn't it? And everything. So it's not looking that great, but the tough schedule, definitely, I hope that actually lights a fire up Arsenal's asses and everything, and we actually manage to get off a proper start. The thing is, though, there is international duties, there's international breaks in between, of course, and everything, so this will be a tough one. Second of all, people are moaning about this, but I am actually super happy about this, because in these first games, you will know what is what. The men will be separated from the boys, and this will show how Arsenal's season could go. Because there are only 2 ways these first at least 6 games can pan out for Arsenal. Either we're gonna be up there, or we're gonna be nowhere near up there. Which basically means that if we keep up this, this could be a very big inkling what could happen with Mikel Arteta in during the season. Because if we already, after the first 5-6 games, or let's just say 5 points, 6 points behind the first place, you can kind of wrap it up almost, what it feels like, because if we don't do the right business. So I'm actually quite excited. I want to play the best teams. Especially, yes, you can say it's a bit of an excuse, a bit of a loophole, but in the beginning of the season, everyone's struggling. Nobody's in the best of forms. So we could have a chance of maybe pipping some of the games in our favor, right? So we could actually get the job done. And I hope this schedule specifically in the first 2 months actually makes and forces Arsenal to do their business quickly, ASAP, and without any delays. Because the sooner we get the players in, the more chances are they're going to get adapted into the team, and the more chances they're going to play better. So it is what it is. I fully need we lose 6 of the first 10. 6 of the first... You think we're going to lose 6 of the first 10. So first 10 games. United away, Leeds at home, Liverpool away, Forest home, City home, Newcastle away, West Ham at home, Fulham away, Crystal Palace home, and Burnley away before we go to Sunderland. So you want to tell we could lose first 10 of them. First 6 of them, sorry. That is like, I don't even think that is possible. Like, I know I'm a big skeptic to some people. I know that I'm Arteta out, and I don't think too much is going to change for this season. But losing the 6 out of first 10 games, I don't see that happening. And if it happens, Arteta should be sacked on the spot. I'm telling you that right now. But I don't think that is going to be the deal. Against United, we actually might only get a draw, and let's be real, Arsenal's fan base already then will be in a meltdown, to say the least. I'm not gonna lie. Leeds United at home should be a win, but we'll see. Liverpool away, we haven't won there in over a decade. So that is nothing too much great to look forward to, I'm not gonna lie. Forest at home will be tough, but we can maybe do the business there. Manchester City at home, we tend to do well against Man City at home. At the same time, based on the business City have done already and Arsenal have done nothing, not looking too much forward to it, let's be real. Newcastle away, well, the less said than there, because if you know how we have fared against Newcastle away at St. James Park in the last, 2 years, to say the least. West Ham at home, in the last 2 years, we have lost to them at home, so that is also nothing to be excited about, let's be real. Fulham away will be a tough one. We'll see what Marco Silva does and how everything goes there. Crystal Palace at home, I think it will be very interesting. And Burnley away also will be a tough game, 100%. But don't forget, there is international break in between those games. And on top of that, there is Champions League in between these games. So we legitimately could be in a situation where we have Man City, PSG, and Newcastle away. We could have that type of scenario as well. Like, serious talk, there could be that type of situations. Let's not forget that there is also international break and actually Champions League in between. This is genuinely Premier League schedule for Arsenal for next season. It's normal. I'm not complaining. People want to complain because of the complaining, because let's be real, this is already for top Gunners. It's already excuse made on paper for them. Oh, Arsenal didn't do well because they had a super hard start of the season. Yeah, right. We play everyone twice, just let's do the rest of the Prem. Exactly. We play just twice. Some play those teams a bit earlier, some play a bit later. So it is what it is. And to be honest, I'm not too excited about April as well. If we get, again, to the quarterfinals, semifinals of Champions League, right, we have Man City and Newcastle again there. So we could have another situation. By the way, how comes in September and in April, we play City and Newcastle back to back? In both of the months we do that. How does that make any sense? Man, first game, then City, Liverpool. So what? If you want to win the league, you have to beat them no matter what. Like, what's the problem here? This we are cooked. You really need to. It's not just don't. Exactly. We have super duper Mick. He's the best manager we know, best looking Spaniard we know. He knows exactly what we need. So if he knows all this stuff, we're going to win all of the games, won't we? But let's be real, the world doesn't work that way. Let's be real, world doesn't work that way. And Arsenal most likely are going to shit their pants at some point. Artist midsets aren't even good enough. Exactly. It's like, it just don't. If we are in group with Madrid, they will have our heads. Please go inside and get Belgian group stage. I hope we get Rodrigo though still. 6 likes. Big up to you all if you haven't already smashed the likes. By the way, as I'm live, Club World Cup is happening. Obviously, Real Madrid are playing Al Hilal. If you are watching, good for you. And of course, ironically enough, Rodrigo is starting. Yes, Rodrigo is starting. And Rodrigo is starting at right wing. He's not starting at left wing. And there are talks that he's going to talk with Xabi Alonso sometime during Club World Cup. Champions League group stages. Please no Madrid. We don't want, we don't care. Genuinely don't care. Whatever we get, we get. I'm kind of not fussed about it anymore. My 13-year-old cousin can call. Wouldn't 7 likes. Big up to you all. Like and subscribe, people. Helps the stream, helps everyone around. 100%. Club, kinda, yeah. Exactly. Big up YouTube sensors. So I wake up, go to social media, still no signings. Yes. Time to take the dog for a walk, watch him predict Arsenal's chances for a trophy next season. He has a big shit already knew. Exactly. There's nothing new in that regard. You just already know what's going to happen. It's just watching the same series over and over again, expecting different result at the end of the day. You watch, I don't know who you can watch at the end of the day. You watch Friends again, and you hope that Ross doesn't cheat on Rachel, for example, and stuff like that. It's the same shit. You hope that you watch Home Alone about 50 times in a row, right? During Christmas or before Christmas and stuff like that. And every year you still hope that at least one time Marv and his and everything, they actually gonna get best of Kevin. You just hope and pray, but it never happens. No, Rodrigo, we'll see. I'm just watching Friends, to be honest, Robo. I'm at season 2. Have you watched Friends, or you are watching them again? Because if you haven't seen them, that's kind of nuts. Yeah, he's Jonathan David is still available. Yeah, 100%. He is still available, and I'm surprised that Arsenal are not going in for him. But ultimately, this is quite nuts. Manchester United in the first game. Manchester United is in the first game. It could be peak really quickly if we don't get the right signings and we don't get the job done in the first few games. Because the first few games will set the tone for the rest of the season, and it could actually go quite sour. Joey is your favorite character. Big up to you. I'm just starting to watch it. Damn, you have never seen Friends. Damn. Mueller in July. Wait, give me a sec. He has experience. No thanks. No, none of that. England under 21s are losing to German under 21s. Knopf scored. Let me quickly check. Vanieri is starting on the left wing. Obviously, Omari Hutchinson is starting. Just one Arsenal player, though, which is kind of annoying. But Ethan Vanieri is starting for England, so let's see what he can do. He's starting on left wing, which is kind of a weird one, but hey, we're going to go with the flow on this one. To be honest, I'm glad Arsenal are not in the club in the FIFA Club Championship. The players need some wind-down family time, to be honest. To some extent, true. Let's be real, true. Given how Arteta has absolutely annihilated them and demolished them, it's kind of nice to see them having a rest. The question is, serious question, if we were in Club World Cup, right? Just out of curiosity, if we were in Club World Cup, would Arsenal have signed anyone in the transfer window leading up to 10th of July? That for me is 10th of June. That for me is the big question. That for me is a very big question. Club World Cup. And if Arsenal were in it, would we have done any business by June 10th? That for me is another big question. He's burning out. No, still no thanks. Arteta is going a preseason, so let's be real. The players are not gonna get a break. Like the preseason in Mallorca or wherever he wants to do it begins in what 2.5 weeks, something like that. It begins early July. Then the team is gonna meet up somewhat 10th to mid July, and on about 20th they are flying to Singapore basically. So they will get some respective practice. Obviously, some of the players will get some longer rests. I think some of the best main players of the squad. But besides that, it could actually be kind of interesting to see how that develops. So let's move on to some more news that are actually kind of nuts, if you ask me. If you know who that is, you will understand what I'm talking about here. But Arsenal are losing assistant manager. Like, I'm not kidding. Arsenal are losing an assistant manager, and he is going to Parma. Like, serious talk. This is Arsenal transfer business right now. Serie A side Parma have decided to appoint Carlos Cuesta as the new manager. That is Arsenal's assistant manager, one of the 2 or 3 assistant managers that Mikel Arteta had at Arsenal. Talks at final stages. It's also already here we go, and it's all done pretty much. With Arsenal to get green light and appoint 29-year-old Spanish manager who is now leaving assistant head coach role at Arsenal. Record appointment for Serie A, because if I'm not mistaken, he is going to be the youngest manager in Serie A history. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the case why he's making history. But Mikel Arteta is losing one of the assistants. Everyone's jumping ship and running away from Mikel Arteta, interestingly enough. Lol. But it is what it is. Now, this is for all the Sesko lovers out there. Pause and all that, but hey, we're going to go with the flow, right? Here we go. Benjamin Sesko. And here is the big one. Arsenal and Sesko have reached an agreement, apparently. This is all rumors, strictly rumors, so go figure. Arsenal have also signaled to Leipzig that their offer will not fall below the expectations. The expectations are between 68 to 80 million pounds, apparently from RB Leipzig. So if Arsenal have signaled, and they are basically promising to some extent to Leipzig that their offer is going to meet the expectations, why is it still in the future? Why, if you have agreed personal terms, put the money on the table. Seriously, put the money on the table. If you want this 6'5" giraffe so badly, go and sign him. Like, what is with the holdup? What's with the dragging deal 10 times longer than it actually should be? Like, that for me makes no sense whatsoever. Big up Mubarak, hope you're doing well. Hey. Bless me. Big up to you. Big up. Top 6 in 10 matches. I'm not sure the issue's ability of winning. Exactly. That for me is also a big worry. I don't think Arsenal have the abilities, but we will see. Given how everyone has signed someone at least in the big 6 besides Arsenal, it's also a very worrying situation at the moment. We have 3 bank accounts for the men's side of the club. We have 660 million pounds in them. There's zero excuses for this. How do you know this stuff, AJ? Do you work for Arsenal? Like, serious talk, how do you know this stuff? 3 bank accounts, probably somewhat. One is in Seychelles, one is in somewhere, another like Vanuatu or somewhere where there's no tax situation going on, first of all. Cannot be traced, second of all, maybe. And third of all, well, how do you know this stuff? And if we have 660 million, what is the holdup? Go sign Isak, go sign Gyökeres, go sign Rodrigo, go sign Zubimendi, go sign Hato. I just named 450 to 500 million worth of players. You have still 160 left. Like if that is true, why we are not doing this? Like, it is nuts, but it looks like Arsenal are getting closer to signing Benjamin Sesko. Obviously, for me, he's not number one option. He's actually like third or fourth choice striker for me because it is Gyökeres, it is Osimhen and everything. So we will see how that goes. For me, the biggest worry is Arsenal have signaled to Leipzig, right, that their offer will not be below the expectations. Where is the offer? Why there is no offer yet? Like, seriously, why there is no offer as of yet? That for me is the biggest worry in all of this. Because we already haven't signed anyone. And we have no idea who we will sign to some extent. Like, this is kind of nuts to me personally. Like, yeah, 660 million. I know it's true. We have 3 bank accounts for the men, three for men, 2 for women, and 1 for youth for the other stuff. I see. I see. AJ is working for Arsenal by the looks of things. AJ is working for Arsenal by the looks of things. He's one of their accountants. So we gonna go with it. AJ the accountant. That's what you're gonna be from now on. We could legit buy Rodrigo, Hato, Diomande, 2 strikers, 2 wingers. Yeah, exactly. And we would still have money left over. That is the nuts part. But I guess we don't want to do this. We genuinely don't want. We actually, like, it's not that maybe we don't want to do this. We cannot do this to some extent. Like, because, like, the PSR situation that you have to be, you maximum can be like some sort of 100 or something million over or below the bar and everything. Maybe that's why we don't do it, because we can buy but we cannot sell, and selling is the biggest issue that Arsenal have struggled for ages, as far as I know them, and that I think is the biggest issue here. No, I am not. I just know my club like back of my hand. I'm telling you. You are one of them who has inside the trading information. That's y'all said about everybody. What do you mean? Seriously. Like, calm down. And stop hating on... Who is hating on Sesko? I swear, teenagers these days are soft as marshmallows. You cannot say anything. Instantly, I'm offended. Oh, stop hating. Like, it's stupid as hell, I'm not gonna lie. Like, why is everyone so touchy? Why people cannot accept anyone's opinions? Why any sort of criticism these days is hate all of a sudden? Like, seriously, why any criticism is hate all of a sudden? It's targeted hate. It's an illness. He does it on purpose and everything. Ivan Toney would be good enough. Victor Gyökeres would be good enough. Dobbik would be good enough. We could have done it last summer easily. We didn't. And now in this summer, we are going for 3-4 times more, 3 times more expensive players that we don't know even if it's gonna work or not. And the biggest thing is for Marshmallow, like Marlon in this case specifically, because he thinks we are hating on Sesko. We are not. We just think he is not good enough. Mika Biereth in Ligue 1 has scored in 3 months same amount of goals as Sesko has had in full season at Leipzig. That's all I'm saying. Marmoush left in January. He still has scored more goals than Sesko the whole season. Until this guy proves me wrong, it doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter. Again, I will back Sesko if he pulls on the shirt, but I will back him. But until he proves me wrong, there's no chance in hell I'm backing all this stuff. Big up yous. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Big up yous. Hope everything is good with you today. Hope everything's doing fine. And have a beer. That's my recommendation for you for today. Have a beer. And go subscribe to Views while you're at it. And if you are subscribing to Views, like the stream for me as well. Subscribe to this stream as well, please. Big up, why not? Hope you're doing well today. Big up, Boyton. If Gyökeres falls off next season, what are people gonna say? Nothing. Like, genuinely nothing. For me, it doesn't matter. He's at Arsenal. I'm gonna back him. He's not at Arsenal. I think he's a good player. His form drops. I still gonna think that he's a good player because he has proven that he can do it. Sesko has proved genuinely F all. That's the biggest thing for me. So far, at least. Big up, Mr. Robo. Who is this Sesko guy? Never heard of him. He's basically, the sister company of the big supermarket store in Europe, Tesco's and everything. He's like the adopted child. It's the same as, for example, Mudryk, who just got a 4-year ban. Mudryk, for example, is car park Neymar. That's what he is, right? Something like that. Just think of it like that. Mudryk is car park Neymar. Sesko is like a Tesco bag, which Kieran Tierney carries around when he goes to training at Arsenal, when he used to, at least, and everything. Think about it that way. I will say again, just buy both. Yeah, for me, in ideal scenario, if you want those strikers, buy them both. Get rid of 29 Donkey Lover, get rid of No Knees Jesus and everything, and just buy these both, and that's it. Like, seriously. Like, why we are acting like we're brokies? Because Arsenal are not a brokey club. We have the money. We have the cheddar, the pepper. We have all of it. We just, don't use it at the end of the day. Because every single team, from what I see, every single year, plays jump rope with PSR and FFP. They're above it, below it, above it, below it. And when the push comes to shove, and they stop the jumping, right? They always manage to get their way out of it. 99.9% of the time. Arsenal, they don't jump up and down. They just sit there straight on the line, and that's it. They hold on to FFP and PSR like it's the Holy Bible. What's happening during Wenger times is still happening to this day. Apparently, we still obviously haven't paid off Declan Rice as well, so 33 million is going to Declan Rice, which I get it, first of all. Second of all, it still leaves us with 120 million. I'm not gonna lie, kind of wouldn't be surprised if we're still paying off Nicolas Pepe, based on how we do the business. Actually, get rid of Jesus and Kaid and bring all three: Jonathan David, Sesko, Gyökeres. Then we would have problems. I was on Normski's stream. He was streaming just before. I don't know if he's streaming still or not, but I was on his stream in the chat, and it just hit me at one point that Mikel Arteta had sold or gotten rid of 7 strikers in his 5.5 years at Arsenal and hasn't signed a single striker. He got rid of Lacazette, Aubameyang, Biereth, Balogun, also Nketiah, Chidobe Martin, and Butler Oyedeji. Whether they were good or not, that's a different story. They still were strikers. Who has he signed to replace them? Nobody. Let's be real. He signed Havertz, who is a midfielder, who he said himself will be a midfielder, but, when shit hit the fan, he threw him up top and saw what sticks. Then he has Jesus, who said himself that scoring goals isn't his strong suit. And to me personally, Jesus is a winger, not a striker. So at the end of the day, he has gotten rid of 7 strikers and hasn't signed a single striker. After 750 million spent? Are you barking mad? Serious talk. I'm pretty sure Gyökeres' form is falling off if he leaves Portugal. Yes, though. He scored 20 plus goals in championship. He probably is gonna go to another team in Europe, and he's still gonna bag. Means nothing in that regard. Yes, he might not score 40 plus 50 goals like he does in Portuguese league, but he's damn sure gonna score at least 20 in Serie A, 100%. In Bundesliga, 100%. All I know for certain is that people aren't going to question the player if his form goes. Of course, he will score less if he leaves Portugal, but he will score still. Exactly, he will still score a lot. Victor Gyökeres flops. I would call him. Don't worry about what I. Sesko wouldn't even score like that in Portugal. Like, that is for me the biggest thing. I think Sesko in Portugal most likely would score about 20, 25 goals. I would like to think so, at least, right? But still, if Gyökeres scores still 20 more, like 40 plus, like, come on, man. Stop the championship thing. No one wants the top scorer from the last 4 seasons of championship. Oh, bloody hell. So nobody wanted Mitrovic at the time. Nobody wanted. Who else was the top scorers in championship? Like, there were lots of them. Ivan Toney. Nobody wanted him, right? Like, come on, man. Seriously, come on. I would still take Ivan Toney at Arsenal in a heartbeat. Over Sesko, that's for goddamn sure as well, by the way. In some other news, which is quite promising in terms of Arsenal, we might actually get some players off the books. Whether it's going to happen or not, that's a completely different story. So we're going to see. We're definitely going to see. But, yeah, apparently Reece Nelson is subject to plenty of interest this summer. How? I have no idea, but he is, so we're going to go with it. With Fulham also interested in securing his return to Craven Cottage if a deal can be agreed. Now, there are no too many specifics from what I have seen. Also, I don't have subscription to the stupid Athletics because I'm not from UK as well, so I could not read the full article. But I don't know if it's loan or full-time, if he's going to get purchased, if he's going to be loaned or something like that. Time only will tell. However, getting Reece Nelson off the books would be fantastic. He's on 100 grand a week. If we can get like 10 million for him, even 15 if that is possible, I would take it in a heartbeat. Just putting it out right now. It's thank you for your service and sayonara. See you, well, never, most likely. And let's be real, we are not going to see him ever at Arsenal if that comes to tuition. No one wanted Tony, Ollie Watkins, and so on. Yeah. Werner, Havertz, Nkunku, Sancho, all prolific Bundesliga scorers scored more than Sesko, and they don't bag in Prem. None whatsoever, I'm not going to lie. Watkins and Tony was top scorers in championship. We are linked with them every year, pretty much. What it feels like 100%. And the other Tony was largely wanted by fans in his last 2 years at Brentford. Yeah. The most interesting part is sometimes when I look at these transfer links and everything, right? Club wants player X, right? I don't know who, but let's just say player X, right? The fan base wants player Z, right? And in the end, 9 times out of 10, which is quite mad if you come to think of it, the club signs the player X, the player they wanted it. And fans have to basically swallow that because we wanted the player Z. And that player Z that usually signs for somebody else 9 times out of 10 balls out. Always. Like, that is the nuts part. Like, honestly, yeah, exactly. You can't please every fan. I know that 100%. For me, Sesko is not it. 28 championship goals from a striker you definitely don't want. Chubakpom. How come you don't want him? Well, we were linked with him. I didn't want him. He's now in Bund and Eredivisie and does nothing there pretty much. I don't want him. Why should I want everyone that other people want? That is the big thing. Like, championship arguably is the toughest league to get out of. Let's be real. It's the toughest league to get out of, 100%. It's a meat grinder, to say the least, especially if you also make it to the playoffs. So there's no argument. There is that as well. Championship is a good proving ground, rougher than the Prem and more physical. Exactly. It's a bit more old school English football many times. And it's a very good testament for many players. Honestly, I would have taken Chuba because at the time we only had Laka. I get it. Yeah, he was let go by Arsenal. So if your guy isn't getting more than Arsenal and reject Akpom's 28 championship goals, they are. That logic makes 0 sense. Big up to everyone who has liked and everything. Yeah, exactly. We had Chubakpom, it didn't work out. We had Harry Kane and it didn't work out. He went to Spurs and it worked out great for them. He didn't win there or anything, But he was bagging goals left, right, and center. Then he went to Bayern Munich and finally won a trophy. We had following Balogun. We never gave him a chance. We had Beereth. We never gave him a chance. And everything. We have had strikers that should be given chances, and Arteta never does. He just refuses for some weird shade of form. Like, it's actually kind of nuts. Not gonna lie, same. I would take Harry Kane over Sesko 100%. I would take Harry Kane over Sesko, yeah, 100%. He's a bagsman. He can link up play. He has good strike. He has very good passing and everything. I would take Harry Kane for a season or two. 2 seasons, let's just say 100%, I would say. Harry Kane is an overrated player. He's not. People say he's overrated because he has no trophies. Yet, if you look at strikers' market over the last quite a few years, he is still one of the best strikers in the world, no matter what. It's just the fact that he doesn't have merits by his name like other goal scorers have. I would take Ekitike over Ken and Sesko. I'm not sold on Ekitike. This will be a weird take, but I'm not sold on Ekitike. And mostly because I have been watching over the Eintracht Frankfurt situation, and it's a very, very, very big gamble when you buy their best attackers. Because the way they play, the way they attack, the way they do things, they always have some phenomenal attackers. Like, think about it. Aller, Colomwani, Jovic, and players like that, Andres Silva. They had always some fantastic strikers, and when they leave Eintracht, they many times just don't work out. Marmoush, it looks like will be an exception to the rule because mostly they genuinely don't work out. We'll see what's gonna happen with Ekitike when he moves. That for me is the big thing. I don't rate Kane as high, plus he has biscuit ankles. That's a nice one. That's a nice one. Like, I don't rate, like, for me, no matter how you look at it, Harry Kane is one of the best strikers in the world. Like, I'm gonna say this right now. For me, he is. Because of his finishing, his ability, and things he does. Like, seriously. But the one thing I will say about Harry Kane, actually, to be the best at his abilities, there are certain players, specific players he needs around him. Some attackers don't need that. Some strikers don't need that. Unfortunately, Harry Kane is one of those strikers that he needs specific type of players around him, at least in 1-2 positions. So that kind of maybe takes him, that what makes him not as prolific and not as highly rated, in my opinion. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, anyways, let's move on because we kind of have stuck on this. We are kind of stuck on this. Now, Arsenal, since Thomas Partey still has been undecided, still don't know what is going on, Arsenal have been linked with a midfielder. Believe it or not, Arsenal have been linked with a midfielder. And Arsenal have been linked with Lucien Agume from Sevilla. If you ask who the hell he is, like, I get it if you don't watch La Liga. I'm not going to get too much into him, pause. But ultimately, Sevilla are in money troubles, right? There are talks that he could be available between 20 to 25, maybe 30 million euros. Not even pounds, euros. However, the big thing is he's a very good player. Very good number 6. Very good. Very highly rated. And he has some very bright future in front of him. He is a baller. If he gets put in a very proper team and he has proper players around him and he can grow and develop, he actually would be a fantastic player. And I think for Arsenal in that regard, he actually fits to a T, in my opinion. He actually fits to a T. He's 23 years old and everything. So that is kind of nice. So he can definitely grow and develop. Ironically enough, ironically enough, there are already Arsenal fans who have put out YouTube videos with titles Lucien Agume, welcome to Arsenal, skills, passes, and shooting compilations. Like, seriously, there are already videos like that out. And he got announced about 6 hours ago that Arsenal are apparently could be linked with him. That for me is the big thing. And he has played for Inter Milan. He has played for Sevilla. So he actually has been with a proper. He has had some traveling history. Let's just put it that way. His injury record also is very good. Last season, he didn't get injured at all. 24-25 season, he wasn't injured whatsoever. The last injury he had was in 23-24 season, where he missed only 5 games. Only 5 games. Like, that is kind of phenomenal how durable he is. And he has a very high ceiling and very nice potential in that regard. I'm not going to lie. So kind of, yeah, CDM, CM more, yeah, and can pass very well and can make forward runs. He can tackle as well, very good tackling as well for this guy. He's not the tallest, I'm not gonna lie. He's only 185. That's like 6'2", although that is tall. I'm 6'4", so I cannot say that's why I say he's not that tall. But he's 6'2". He's French under 21 international. So definitely he would be a very good player for Arsenal to look into, especially last year after we didn't sign Fofana. And we need another midfielder, especially if Partey doesn't resign, and we need a cheaper option for the future. And who is actually somewhat established. I think he fits us to a T. Personally, that's just my subjective opinion on this matter. See, Marlon thinks Agume is him. Then again, he rates Kivior over Saliba, so it doesn't say a lot. Just a random jab. Like, don't take this too seriously. I wish Lokonga was good as him and not Mr. Hospital. True. Yeah, we can agree to disagree on this 100%. Jesus, Indriaso, not Calafiori. When the dust settles on Kane's career, I don't want people saying I was right. Like, nobody's going to say that. I don't care. Like, in that, I don't care as much about specific arguments or 1-2 arguments just to make a massive fuss about it. For me, many player discussions for me are just agree to disagree situation personally, because there are lots of players I personally like and other people don't like. So I don't take too much offense to it. People agree with me, people don't. If we discuss certain players, at the end of the day, if we cannot come to common ground to some extent, I just agree to disagree at the end of the day. Because that's what football is all about. It's all about opinions. That's why I hate these Messi over Ronaldo and all this crap. Why can you just enjoy both? Like, serious talk. Why cannot you just enjoy both, love football, and just move from there? Big up, Rich. Hope you're doing well. And if you haven't, please go subscribe to Rich99. It's amazing Arsenal content, so go subscribe to him. Big up, mate. Everyone is in the chat. Big up. Our fixture list will be perfect excuse for the Arteta fans why we didn't win the league. Oh, 100%. Especially if we get an injury, random one out of nowhere or something like that. And then there will be, you see, he got injured. And if you look, we had to play United at Old Trafford. Then we have Liverpool at Anfield, in between Leeds at home, international break, Champions League, and City at home. Then we went away to Newcastle. There will be quite a few excuses, to say the least. The script has already been written. Whether it's going to be used or rewritten to a specific period of the season, that only time will tell, personally. But yeah, it is nuts. Oh, I would love buying at Arsenal, 100%. I would take Sunset at Arsenal also in a heartbeat, personally. I personally think Oyarzabal is also a very good player, and I would like him at Arsenal, but many people don't like Oyarzabal whatsoever. Yeah, I know he's from Sociedad. It's a running joke at Arsenal at the moment, given how many Sociedad players we're signing, but he actually is good. Sunset is just him gold. Yeah, Sunset is like 6 foot something, 6'2", 6'3", and he can play as a striker, number 10 secondary striker. He has a very good shot and good technical dribbling ability, and he can he is actually a very, very good footballer if you watch La Liga and specifically at Bilbao. He is fantastic. Same goes for Baena if you watch Villarreal. He plays for them at left mid, left wing. For me, he kind of hits it more like number 10, something similar to Santi Cazorla type of player. But overall, he would be also fantastic for us. Our midfield has no vision, and yeah, that is one of the biggest issues. Big up BBK Sports, big up. Go subscribe to BBK Sports if you haven't already. Hopefully your ACL is feeling better right now. You iced it, you did some stretching and everything. Hope it's now calm, relaxing. It's not throbbing erratically or anything like that. So hopefully you're feeling well today, my guy. City squad is levels above ours. The depth is crazy. So stacked. Yeah, by the way, Real Madrid, by the way, are winning against Al Hilal 1-0. Just as Garcia scored from Rodrigo's assist. Rodrigo has assisted in Real Madrid's goal. Just putting it out there. Rodrigo is starting for Real Madrid, and he's starting on right wing. Wait, I'm going to zoom this in. And here we go. Rodrigo is starting at right wing for Real Madrid. Interesting will be to see what's going to happen there with this. I'm not going to lie. It will be very interesting to see what's going to happen there with that. But you mentioned, Rich, Man City. Look at this. We're going to go to Man City. We're going to go to lineups. This was the Man City starting. Okay, not maybe Ulsan versus Sundowns and all this stuff. We need Man City's game. Where is it? Penalty for Al Hilal. Hey, yo, penalty for Al Hilal. Woo, woo, woo. Anyways, Man City versus Wydad. Look at Man City's 11. Doku, Marmoush, Savinho, Cherki, Foden, Reinders, O'Reilly, Ake, Vitoris, Rico Lewis, and Ederson. Not gonna lie, Cherki had questionable performance, but he will grow into it. However, look at the bench. Right? Look at the bench. That's my more specific situation, what is happening here. Aït-Nouri, Akanji, Oscar Bob, Ruben Dias, Echeverri, Gundogan, Gvardiol, Haaland, Kusanov, Nico Williams, Nunez, Ortega, Rodri, Silva, and Stones. This bench that Man City has is head above better than Arsenal's starting 11, which genuinely seems insane, providing what type of players they actually fielded for this game. It is actually kind of insane, to say the least. I'm not gonna lie. So Man City's squad, they have pretty much 2 full starting 11s, and they can rotate however the hell they want, which is a big plus to them. So we will see how that develops overall. Yeah, good evening to everyone. Who else is linked with now? Ribery. What Ribery? He's retired. Messi, long lost cousin at this point. Arsenal linked with 1 million players. Not even. Yeah, that is Arsenal in a nutshell. This is like if you watch WWE, right, and or WWF, and Stone Cold has his Stone Cold Stunner, Undertaker has Hell's Gate or the Tombstone, and everything. The signature moves and everything, right? And this is Arsenal's signature move. Every single window, linked with everyone, signed to at best. This is Arsenal's signature move every window. Who is Wydad? I'm telling you about this competition. Like, seriously, like it's nuts. It's nuts. And this ain't even first. Exactly. That isn't even their first team. It's their backups mixed with 1 or 2 or 3 even first team players. That's what's nuts. Like, that is actually insane. Oh, by the way, Al Hilal scored the penalty. Ruben Neves scored the penalty. 1-1 Al Hilal versus Real Madrid. Just putting it out there. 1-1 at the moment. Ruben Neves scored the penalty. And everything. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Al Hilal's defense is actually kind of insane. Al Hilal's defense, right? They have Renan Lodi, Koulibaly, João Cancelo, Bono in goal, the Moroccan goalkeeper who used to play for Sevilla, and Ruben Neves as a number 6. I'm not gonna lie, their defense at least is definitely on point. No wonder they're trying to sign attackers this summer. trying to sign wingers, strikers, and attacking tens and everything, because that part of the pitch definitely they need to be improved quite massively. But yeah, Linked FC, exactly. Linked, eyeing, interested, no contact, on fire. Arteta is in love, and scouting and all this stuff. There are so many names that Arsenal can be talked about in terms of this. And there is a new one. I think there is a new one. Where is it? Genuinely, where is it? I want to show you this, because there is a new name. Where is it? I want to find this because today it caught me genuinely off guard. Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna share this. This is a new buzzword from the situation. This is a new buzzword. What it feels like. Serious talk. New buzzword. Poker is now being played for price between 80 to 100 million for the RB Leipzig striker. Poker is being played. What the hell is this? Poker is being played. Like, every summer there is some weird random linked word that gets the word of the transfer window, right? Keeping an eye on the lookout, scouting, linked, and all this stuff. Now there is poker is now being played. Like, what the hell does that even mean? Like, seriously, what the hell does that even mean? Like, serious talk. Poker is being played. I see we all know Sarah striker win the league. Yeah. What the fuck is that? We are Casino now. It feels that way. Like, it's actually not club about football anymore. It's business. At the end of the day, it's AFC, Arteta Fan FC, Arteta Fashion FC, Arsenal Fashion FC. We have the dating thing going on. When it's gonna be released, by the way? When is the dating stuff gonna be released on Arsenal's website or whatever? Because it has to be at some point, shouldn't it? The dating with Arsenal or whatever it was called, Love Island Arsenal version or something like that. Like, that also should come out at some point. Link with FC, LinkedIn FC, basically. The football is it's wild, to say the least. The football is wild these days. It's wilding, it's all over the place, and sometimes it feels like it's not even real, to say the least. Say the least. Like, yeah. Card games FC, basically. Well, Arsenal are now playing Uno with RB Leipzig. Like, Arsenal offer 50 million Uno, reverse card. Or draw 4. The amount you have to pay has increased by 40 million. 90 million now, and everything. Like, what is this? Nightclub FC, soon, definitely. Exactly. Nightclub FC, like, this will, at some point, we will have something like Survivor or something like that, like, genuinely. We're gonna get Frimpong instead of Jeff Probst, right? And we're gonna have Survival Arsenal Edition. You get stranded. I don't know even where Arsenal's in terms of Arsenal, what would be remotely similar to getting stranded, to be honest. Oh, I know. You get stranded in Chelsea's bins. You have to survive 3 weeks or something like that, right? Solely by talking to Havertz and all these guys, or something like that. Preview best players from nation start with. We're gonna do this at some point. I just need to make up, because I need to have like at least an hour or two to sit down, to map it all out on spreadsheets, basically on Excel or Word or something, and I can build my own 11, so I have kind of a script I can go off. Because doing this on top of my head, 100% I will forget some players I want to put in. And even then, if I do the spreadsheet, I will still forget someone. Like, I need some time just basically to prepare myself. Let's just put it that way. There is some positive news regarding Arsenal as well. So it's not all doom and gloom, not all linked FC. Not all linked FC. I'm not gonna lie. So prepare for this one. There are some good news regarding Arsenal. Like seriously. Despite all the reports, Miles Lewis Skelly is close to signing a new long-term deal at Arsenal. Apparently, it's gonna be a deal till 2029 or something like that, which means Miles Lewis Skelly is staying at Arsenal. But the good news is it's not only Skelly that is staying at Arsenal. According to Fabrizio Romano, right? Not just Miles Lewis Skelly, but also Ethan Vanieri is very close to signing a new deal. So at least something is going our way, isn't it? Yeah. How are we doing with the Hato and Bakayoko? No idea. It's been silent since the time they talked about Hato on 2 days or 3 days ago. We talked about Bakayoko, and it's been quite silent since then. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen too much. What positive news? Here are some positive news. Saka finally goes low. Hey, yo. No zesty stuff in the chat, at least. Whatever you do in your free time with the posters and everything, that's a completely different story. Arteta getting sacked? No chance in hell. No Shogard getting sold? Nope, not happening as well. That is Arteta's adopted child. But yeah, Miles Lewis Skelly has signed a new deal. And it looks like Ethan Vanieri is on the schedule to be the next one to sign a new deal at Arsenal. And to be honest, it was long overdue to some extent, but with Andrea Berta actually coming in, there were talks that he wants to kind of extend contract or sign new deals with Skelly, Vanieri, Saka, Gabriel, Saliba, and I forgot another player. There were 6 players. I forgot another one. There was someone else. So, yeah, but obviously it's very good to see that we are tying our youth and future down to longer contracts. Kind of wish it wasn't under Mikel Arteta, though. Kind of wish it was under the manager who actually wants to attack, knows how to attack, and on top of all things, actually utilizes youth in his team. Because the Mikel Arteta usage of these players, young players specifically, in the team is beyond disgraceful. Let's just put it that way. It's a joke. Let's be real. So we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, those are some good partial news regarding Arsenal. I kind of can say it that way. Otherwise, Arsenal are kind of a lowdown overall. So we'll see. We'll see. But of course, the big news. Oh, I forgot to mention this because didn't thought that would be something quite useful, but here we go. Some good news for you all. Apparently, I'm going to zoom this in a bit more. Apparently, Atletico Madrid wants to sign Zinchenko. Out of nowhere. Apparently, Atletico Madrid wants to sign Zinchenko. About 2 days ago, or yesterday, was it? I think it was yesterday. Maybe it might be 2 days ago. We talked about the fact that AC Milan are interested in Zinchenko. The big salary is a massive issue. And to kind of cover that, they would be willing to offer around £10 million for Zinchenko. And all of that is because of Edu, Arteta, Garlic, Lewis, and all these idiots who have put all of them on insane wages, first of all, and then have absolutely ruined them, so there is no resale value. So at the end of the day, thanks to all this hierarchy bullshit, thanks to Edu and everything, we cannot even break even on our signings. We obviously are not getting any ROI on our purchases. So now we are hearing that Zinchenko might move to AC Milan, but thanks to 150 grand a week, 10 million. Now I'm reading that potentially Atletico Madrid would be willing to sign Zinchenko. The fee, actually, I haven't seen the fee. I'm not gonna lie, haven't seen the fee, but apparently they would be interested if push comes to shove. It looks like also Atletico Madrid are very interested in signing a new left back, right? They tried to sign Theo Hernandez from AC Milan for about 25 million. It didn't work out. So it looks like Zinchenko could be the next big thing. Not in terms of a player, but potentially for Arsenal leaving Arsenal. That is the hope, because the quicker we get rid of these dross players, the bigger are the chances we actually could get some proper players in. At least that is the hope. I'm not gonna lie, because overall it's looking very poor. We just looked at Manchester City's bench and starting 11 for the Club World Cup game, and I kid you not, it looked better than Arsenal's main starting 11. So that is a big, big, big worry. Big up, Shane. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. My morning breakfast is the Irish breakfast. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sitting at work doing my job, and always it is on. I might not be in the chat, but I'm always lurking there. I'm always listening. And when I can, I type something in. So big up to you, Shane. Thank you for dropping by. And if you haven't already, people, please go subscribe to Shane Gunner. Daily spits facts, truth, and always keeps it 100. No, nothing more, nothing less. A proper Arsenal fan. Can they have hospital brothers, Jesus and Indriaso too? Then would be nice. Like, for example, we give them Tomiyasu and Jesus, add 50 million on top, and you give us Julian Alvarez. I would be down with that. But anyways, obviously, the big news of the day, and we're gonna end on this screen arguably, is this. Of course, the Premier League schedule for Arsenal has been released. I like this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really liking this schedule specifically for Arsenal. People are bitching and moaning that Premier League hates us, PGMOL hates us, and all this stuff. They don't. Just stop with the excuses. Every single season is the same thing. Same teams play each team 2 times in a two loops, basically. And nobody was complaining when we played Man City and then Chelsea when we finished 5th that season, or was it under Emery? I don't remember now. When we lost 5-1, I think it was, or something like that, at the Etihad and everything. Like, nobody was complaining then. Then everyone was screaming, "Emery out!" and all this stuff. So that is the big thing. And now that, like, I already see the excuses, because first things first, Arsenal type of excuses I can imagine. Arsenal are not winning the league because we had a tough start of the season. Arsenal are 6 points behind Liverpool or Man City after the first 6 games. Oh, because we had a tough start to the season. It doesn't include the fact that we had to play against City. We had to play against Liverpool in that time. It's because the Premier League hates us. Not to mention, if we get a red card, PGMOL will be involved. And if we get an injury, there will be more excuses for all this stuff. The big question is, when enough is enough? Like, if you think about this, when enough is enough? When this excuse BS is gonna disappear and actually some accountability is gonna settle in. Because you cannot keep moving goalposts and find excuses forever. Sooner or later, no matter how many lies you want to tell yourself, push out into universe, at some point the truth is gonna catch you up. At some point it is happening. And the thing is then, since you have been basically find excuses not to do something, not to confront something, then when it actually you are faced with the fact that you have to confront it, it hits you 10 times harder than it would have hit you if you did it immediately. So when this excuse and lie BS is going to stop? When will it end? Like, that for me is the big question. Can anyone answer me this? At some point, the penny has to drop. I can already hear the excuses. I already am hearing the excuses. It's all on Twitter, all over the place. People saying, oh, the Premier League hates us. Big up to you. Big up to you. Happy to support as well. And to be honest, it's quite nice when at work I can listen to some proper Arsenal fans and everything. It's always nice to listen to like fresh perspectives, new perspectives, learn something. It's always nice because it's very useful to learn something new every day. I'm gonna tell you that much. And you are one of the people I like to watch, like together with Jez and everyone who know pretty much. Many people know more than me about Arsenal, and it's always a pleasure to listen to that. And big up to you. Daily grind, 2 streams, 3 streams, sometimes even a day, going on multiple streams. The grind is on, and growing rapidly, and couldn't be better. We better not goddamn draw 12 damn matches this season. Well, last season we drew 14, so what's the excuse on that one? We drew 14 matches. Like, seriously, 14 matches we drew last season. Berta's time to get Italian Mafia. Big up Austin. Yeah, wonder why people complain about such things, because did you expect to play with League One teams or what? Because if we started with small teams, we will surely play the big games. Exactly. We have to play them eventually, no matter what. And you much rather play, let's just say, relegation sides in the first 10 games, and then all of a sudden, during mid-season, you have back-to-back about 10 games against the Big Six only. Like, for example, right? And then add Newcastle and all these teams into the mix. Like, where does that make sense? Or you would like to have last 2 months of the season only have City, Liverpool, Newcastle, and teams like that. Like, why are people complaining? Because no matter what, you have to play them. And to be honest, you could make an argument that if you do your business early, because this schedule specifically for Arsenal should actually light some fire up Berta's, Arteta's, Kroenke's, Lewis's, Garlic's asses to get the business done as quickly as possible. So we have the players for the preseason, and they can be integrated into the team to the best possible way. Let's be real, because we already are 4 or 5 steps behind looking how many players have City signed, how many players Liverpool have signed, and other teams are going to sign. And in the beginning of the season, teams are struggling. Teams are in Club World Cups, they come back, maybe some minor injuries, maybe, or some anything can happen, right? And in the beginning of the season, teams tend to struggle a bit until they basically kick into gears. You could make even an argument that this is the best time to play some of these big teams, because they actually might struggle. Obviously, that doesn't exclude Arsenal from struggling. But basically, there is also a point to be made about that. Not because Premier League hates us. When is our I don't know. Genuinely don't know when all this is going to change, and still want him here. Yeah, it is what it is. Big up Champion 25. Do you streams for the women's team or only? I stream only for the men's team. I follow the women's team. I follow the academy as much as I can. Where there is an opportunity, sometimes I talk about it on the stream as well. Obviously, like Chloe Kelly asking for an extension in terms of Arsenal and everything, to maybe sign full time from Man City back to Arsenal and everything. I follow those things, but I don't talk about them as much on the stream. Let's just put it that way. But I tend to at times, 100%. The women's team has won more than Arsenal's main team. They just won the Champions League. And that is something our men's team, by the looks of things, I won't even see in my lifetime. Genuinely, that's what it feels like. But hey, I guess it is what it is. But I think on that note, I'm going to end today's stream. So big up people, big up everyone who has been here, who has liked. And if you haven't already, please do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe if you're new, smash the likes, caress it, hammer it, destroy it. If you're watching this as a playback, please leave a comment as well. Would like to know your thoughts. But for today, I am signing out. So I'm going to see you all tomorrow in hopes that Arsenal actually signs someone tomorrow. Obviously, as they say, fool seeks comfort in hope to some extent, right? So I guess I'm the fool in this instance. But yeah, big up to you all. Big up to everyone who has dropped by, who has liked, who has subscribed, everything. You have been phenomenal today, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. And if you haven't already, by the way, go check out my YouTube short, TikTok, all this stuff. Mr. Robo19 TV, of course. And I hope to see you very, very, very soon, aka tomorrow. Peace.